Oh yeah, that was a thing. When she was born, she was this crumpled goblin face, and every
Most
time when
babies
you
are.
have when you have parents, they are just blinded by hormones and hey, this is our kid now, so
It's
therefore it
finally
looks
out
wonderful.
of me.
Yeah, it's beautiful and everything, but in fact, she was a goblin face. So 3 days after birth, hideous.
Spoken like a true father. And with this, hello and welcome everybody to the AWKWARDCast. A mind Keyframe wonder about random dribble. And she's gone. And hello, welcome back, Yuri, after, I believe, ages. It's hard
I mean, Enigma said he's been on the 19th and 28th episode.
Period.
Period.
And
then the end game spoiler.
Yeah,
show.
and now we are on the 117th or 18th episode.
One of those.
Wow.
117th
Triple even.
episode. And it is the 42nd episode of the third season. So for all the Hitchhiker Guide fans, so yay!
Have you read
42.
Hitchhiker Guide?
Yeah, I actually did.
Okay, good.
I actually did as well, and I found it a pretty boring thing, to be honest. But that's just
man,
me.
Yuri, we're so glad to have the hot take man back on the show. How have you been?
And here he really tried not to be hot take. Oh yeah, by the way, we still, especially since you have not been here for nearly 100 episodes. Wait, 28th episode for 80 episodes.
Marv on stream.
Who are you? What do you do? And why should people care?
I played with you video games once.
Link to Gaming
connection.
Entire is down in the description. Wait, you stole my coolie. Of course
take...
you stole my pen. It's on there on your book.
No, that was my pen that I brought with me in my bag. Here, just use this
No,
Sharpie.
the big... No, not a... Man,
I didn't take your pen.
I feel so
yes,
home.
It's
I feel
on
so
your
home.
book. I see it from here.
So, dear chat, for everyone who does not know me.
I did take your pen.
I did not take it. Oh, hi, Yuri.
Okay.
Hi, Mark.
A pen. Whether it's
But you did not bring this pen.
You don't know what I brought.
Anyways, Yuri.
Yuri.
Yes. Hi.
As you can see, it's bliss in the Max household.
Yeah, as always. Yeah, I'm a ex-colleague of Max in real life. That's how we met. We became friends when we had this weird idea to play games together. And that was my story.
Yeah, I guess. And now you are the resident dad.
Yes, I am. I'm a proud father since summer of a wonderful, beautiful little daughter.
Yeah, I believe at this point in time you are among. I mean, okay, Bart counts as a friend now too. So okay, I just wanted to give you the status of
Bart,
the only.
if you're not watching the show, apparently you didn't count as a friend.
No, he does count as a friend, but he always came with kids. So Yuri is probably still.
This is the one where
He
the
already came
DLC
with
came
kids.
in later.
Exactly, Yuri is still the first of my friend circle who became a parent while being friends. Probably soon being followed by Annika, but
This is all weird.
Anyways,
this is awkward.
Okay, well, bye guys. This is up to the post show.
Oh god.
He hates that I'm here right
So,
now.
what's going on in your life? You
Currently
have like 2 years to talk about.
Yes. Currently Destiny Gambit game. I just try to win this round and when I'm with you guys. No. But seriously, no.
Fuck you.
What's going on?
Look, I wouldn't be surprised if you were playing World of Warcraft during the podcast or something.
Oh yeah, that was also bad. What is going on in my life? Actually, I'm between jobs right now, which is the most exciting thing for the next time to come up.
I mean, I believe between jobs means that you currently don't get a paycheck, or
You can get on. I don't know what you guys do in your country, but
he is still in his old job, but he already has a contract for the next one, and he already gave a note.
he's in it. He did his 2 weeks. He's in.
No,
his 2
it's 3
weeks.
months in Germany.
Okay, well the term is.
Long
putting
story
into
short, I will
six.
get a new job. I already signed the contract. Anyway, Pretty excited for that, and the rest is just raising a kid and just enjoying the time. But you cannot plan anything forever.
But yet we managed to get him for a good
Yes.
hour on this show today.
Yes.
We're just gonna hear a cry of a child and then his screen cuts off.
Yeah, I mean,
There's just
everything rumbles,
there's just a baby that peeks behind his shoulder cut and then come back.
Since you have, I believe, so far still managed to keep any pictures of the little one from social media, I'm still hoping that this might be the face reveal stream.
No.
No? Okay.
No,
Why?
because she's sleeping and we're keeping it that. No, if you would know my soon-to-be wife, spoiler alert, I'm getting married. Yeah.
German bureaucracy finally defeated.
Oh, that dragon is finally slewn or slayed or whatever. It was horrible. We actually tried for almost 6 months to just get an appointment, and fun times. No, but that's done now. So and she is just now watching over the little one, and the little one sleeping. Anyway, my wife is just posting pictures of her over social media everywhere. So.
But I'm friends with her. I'm friends with her on Facebook, so I actually could. Oh, damn it!
Yeah, you could have, but you
use Facebook
you never
more.
cared. So
I just have a picture of her on being Yuri's Twitter DMs. So I'm not gonna leak it. I'm not that person.
Yeah,
but I have access, and y'all don't. I
also shared a photo for A and Y to share for the circle of consideration.
That's the freshborn one.
Yes.
That's actually the one she has. What?
I just like the term freshborn. It's like she's a vegetable.
Freshly harvested.
Like going to the supermarket, some freshborn cantaloupes.
One more reason why I'm legally not allowed to procreate.
To make spawn.
Yes.
Okay. But besides all that,
you're not legally allowed? What's that story?
No, just
what do you mean?
Don't put me on the spot. I'm making it up to sound more edgy.
The law of his kingdom. But no, besides that, is there anything else you've been up to?
Getting out of games.
Oh.
That's a fun story.
You are fucking lying. You just told me to install Destiny 2.
Yeah, but that's hardly gaming these days.
To you. To transfer the addiction to you.
I was addicted to games for a decade now, at least.
Yeah, that's true.
I grew up on a Super Nintendo.
The thing is, time is of the essence, and I just realized that games are just getting so repetitive these days for me. Yeah, lol, Destiny, I know, but that I'm just losing more and more interest in gaming as a whole, just because the very, very few very excellent games we had in the past, which came, 5 games a year, were usually ones where you could look forward to and you just said, hey, this is excellent.
Mm-hmm.
I do not have this anymore. World of Warcraft is basically dead for me, not only because Blizzard is Blizzard right now, but the game was basically losing a lot of steam anyway for me, so I just dropped that. And I'm playing Destiny because it's for free, and it's casual enough that I can just play it 30 minutes, and then I'm just caring for my daily shit again. So, and all the other games, nothing grabbed me, nothing pulled me in. And surprisingly enough, I have a lot of time I do not really know what to do now with.
Paint miniatures.
That's the transition. I picked up Hammer again. Yeah, I tweeted once out the book. I have tweeted out a new book for the new box set I got, and I'm right now spending way too much money for a Warhammer. So, but I'm looking forward to, because in December I have a lot of time at my hand, and I will sit down and I will glue little plastic figurines together, and I will even show up at Mac's place and we will play a little board game.
Ooh, nice,
Warhammer
finally.
themed. Yes.
Still waiting for it.
Yes.
Yes. Also, excuse me, guys. I now have to ban Odie, and then and then after I banned him, need to apologize in general for stuff, but also affirm how I am very much in favor of free speech and expression of opinion, but I will not unban him because that's what I learned.
And Y also wants to excuse himself for not talking to you guys about it, not the ban itself.
Oh exactly.
Let's very, very shortly drop a comment on that. I'm just so sick of all those big companies just one scandal after another. That's another reason why I'm so not looking forward to games in general anymore, because back in the days when you, I don't know, opened up a magazine or you watched a trailer, you could just be generally excited about it. These days I'm just waiting for the next scandal to happen, and that's just stole a lot of passion for video games in general. It's just like, I don't know, that's maybe also the reason why I'm just not into games right now. Which, yeah,
fair.
That's fine. Not a problem. There are other fun things to do in life.
Okay. Keyframe, as the one who probably has some things freshly happened, you usually have travel stories. Anything from your week?
Oh, my week. I don't know what I've done that would be counted as interesting.
I don't know.
What has happened in my life recently? Do you know? Do you have any idea? Anyway, so hi, I'm in Germany now.
I was about to say, is she going for the really obvious fact that she's not in America right now, or?
Well, I do know one thing.
It's a deep fake.
Ooh. Okay.
I
Go
think
on.
I would be more flattered that someone took the effort to defake me of all people.
But then who is
It's actually not that much effort these days, but anyway.
But who is actually sitting next
Trump.
to me?
No, Rafi. Rafi's here.
No. This is not Rafi's body. Rafi is like a very tall, lengthy guy.
It's a full body deepfake, aka it's just me. But no, my week started out with watching with Max what I'm going to talk about with media, and then I've been working on a video project where
which one?
What?
Oh, tell me about the video project. I'm so excited. Tell me.
Okay.
But then I'm working on a video project where I'm painting every day in November, not counting this vacation, and I'm painting on one of my little desks, and all I know is that so many people are going to hate watching that video because a normal artist uses a palette to mix her paint colors. I just use the table, so you just see the table progressively getting more and more covered in paint around the painting, and I know that there's going to be some people that are just like, I hate this. I want to clean it. It!
Yes.
Maybe at the end I'm going to do scraping off the paint, but leave one chip on there just to aggravate them. But then, obviously, I traveled, and now I'm here.
And nothing went wrong. Absolutely nothing in this travel ran wrong. Right?
That's a lie. I can tell. It's a lie. It's a filthy lie.
But no, at first things were fine. I got to there was not a lot of traffic getting to the airport. I got to the airport. I checked my bag. Everything was good. Remember some of this for later. I got to my flight. I was flying Aer Lingus to fly from LA to Dublin and then Dublin to Berlin. And the flight was fine. I was put in the middle lane, but I got a free seat next to me. And but sadly, the other seat that was on this side had a fat lady.
Okay, how fat?
Her fat was spilling into my seat.
Okay.
And then she was blaming me that when I was trying to lie down, that my feet were touching her seat. No, I was touching her seat, not her seat. And it's like, well, I think there's a mutual invasion of privacy here. And then, but then I was lying down and everything was fine, and then turbulence happened, and I was lying like on my stomach because I usually sleep like that, and
that is impressive on only 2 seats of an airplane.
Because I usually I sleep in the fetal position anyway, But like, what happened was the armrest, which I had up, went down on my back. And since I was scrunched up, it was like my lower back was in the air. So it was just... And I was like, oh, if humans are going to evolve to grow tails, I am not growing one now. But, then I was like, I'm just going to sit up for the rest of the flight. And watched the live action Aladdin, which I will still affirm is good. And watched the first Toy Story and the last Toy Story. And then was like, woof and woof, man, things change.
The last Toy Story is not the one where they find the stick figure thingy, right?
It is the one.
It is. It's the one with the fork.
Number 4.
Okay. Yeah.
But no, I was just kind of like saying how the animations changed, and I was like,
okay, I see.
Wow. But then I got to Dublin. It was a very quick transfer. They didn't even stamp my passport. They were like, just go.
Yeah.
Texted him, being like, yeah. He's just like, how do you keep having Wi-Fi on planes? And I was like, I'm not on a plane. And then I got on a plane, and then the flight was perfectly fine. Just chilling, being like, yeah, what an uneventful trip. This is the best kind of eventful. Listening to musicals and Game Grumps on my phone. Everything's hunky-dory. Then I get to baggage claim. And that's when the luck of the Irish ran out. I was standing there with like 4 other people, and the full flight, and then people were getting their bags. I was like, okay. Waiting. Oh, everyone's leaving. And then there's 4 people left, and we all looked at each other. And then a person came being like, hey, can I help you? And everyone was like, lost bags. And they were like, oh, you got to go to A13. I'm just like, walk out. I see this guy. This guy's like, hey. And I was like, as you can see, something is missing. And he's like, hi. And we had to go to the gate all the way down, because I landed at a C gate. Then there's the A gate. And then
is that Tegel or Schönefeld?
Tegel. And
C is basically the unloved stepchild.
It's the Schoenfeld.
C is pretty dire, yeah. C is pretty dire.
But no, and then they were like, we have no information on your bags. Fill out this report. It's like, so, I have no clothes. We had to spend part of yesterday was going to the shop and getting me an outfit, because I just have no clothes.
And the clothes she had were the travel clothes, which...
You don't want to wear 2 days in a row. You're already wearing them for basically 2 days.
And I ran out of potato sacks, so...
You would let me wear a potato sack?
I ran out of them, sorry.
Oh. That would have been such a statement.
I know.
A potato sack.
I mean, for Berlin, it would not even be that inappropriate.
It's true.
But, like, I mean... The thing was, European size measurements are dumb as fuck, because we had to keep looking on his phone and be like, what are pants?
Yeah.
And he was like, well, this should be your size. And I was like, this wouldn't fit a doll. No. And then there was, the only other eventful thing besides that was a screaming child that I laughed at, and
Always good, always solid.
This child was wailing like they were getting murdered, and I just couldn't help but laugh and be like, man, that's a good form of birth control.
By the way, did you need to read the news this morning? Apparently there was a child murder happening at the mall yesterday.
Oh, survival of the fittest. Anyways, and then we
get them when we're early.
we just spent a lot of that trip also complaining about how much groceries we bought.
Okay.
Because we bought too much and we carried it all the way home, and we were in pain and whining like babies. Mostly him. All him. I don't whine.
I still do not get why you do not have a car sharing service, Max. You're living in the city not how long now?
But then besides that, we went to the cinema with Rafi and had a good old time, and then we haven't left the house at all today, so eventful.
Did anything?
I mean, Sundays are usually boring in Berlin if you're not going out.
It wasn't boring. We got through a lot of Cannon Busters and She-Ra.
That's true.
Fair.
And we may or may not have had a balloon battle while he was on the phone with his mother.
Also true. And I actually finally recorded the next That Stupid, which is due hopefully at the end of the month. Shush you.
Well, I mean, like, it was
I have so many choice words for that.
Okay, something happens this week. So after months of not getting them united, we had a shared lunch with Yuri and Bart. So the old team get back together, and it was basically,
the old boys.
Yeah, and it was basically 90%
roasting Max.
Max roasting.
Oh yeah, it was hilarious and appropriate, my dad, because he was just, Chad, you know Max. Max talks a lot of stuff, and sometimes people picking up on this stuff and just turning it around and just saying, "You're listening to yourself talking these things, right?"
No.
Let's dive into some of the subject matters.
You actually think he listens to the words he says?
No, he's not filtering. That's my point. He's just letting everything fall out of his face.
Well, because he drinks a metaphorical epicac whenever he decides to open his damn mouth, and it's just
Yeah, that's true. It's kind of true.
It comes out like this juice that comes out of the mouth from zombies in Zombieland, and what a segue! What a segue!
You had nothing in your week besides me coming here and your friends insulting you?
I believe not. It was really a classical week of no work, no play, Max a dull boy. Zombieland. Am I?
Is it good?
Yeah, I would
I
say
heard
so.
mixed things.
So, wait, this was officially my media?
Yes, this
was my media. That's the problem. We basically share both our media, so we needed to figure out who gets what. So, we actually did what was a good idea. Actually, we sat down and watched the first one on Netflix yesterday before we went to the cinema. So, to fresh up the memory, which was fun because it also is especially fun because the movie begins, it's completely in the same spirit, so you still have Eisenberg as the narrator, and he basically starts like, "Oh, hi, you're back for more. Okay, let me tell you about more stuff." And so, I mean, I take it you were not a fan of the first one? Because
back in the days,
allergic to fun, Yuri?
No, back in the days, it was a cool concept because it was kind of fresh take on the whole zombie thing, and Eisenberg was still, let's say, fresh enough to not do himself in so many movies afterwards.
But
so,
if they're making a sequel, why wouldn't they use the same? Like, that's the thing.
No.
And I mean, they bring the necessary self-awareness, because one of the next thing he said when he is in his opening monologue.
After all these years.
Yeah, and he's like, "Oh, you come back after all these years, and you pick this particular zombie movie." And I mean, there are plenty to pick from nowadays, so completely self-aware, which is beautiful. But yeah, well, prerequisite, you should probably have seen the first one because it's a direct sequel with many years in between, but it's still a sequel if you start with the same four characters,
building upon the relationship
exactly
done in the first movie.
Yeah, and they also give a little bit of the opening scene is basically a transitionary scene, which I'm pretty sure still that they actually digital juvenated all the characters.
Yeah.
Except for Eisenberg, because he seems to join the ranks of the Immortals, because he has still the same baby face he had 10 years ago.
And you know, Little Rock.
Like Tobey Maguire or Elijah Wood. Those people exist.
Yeah, or Tom Cruise.
There was a trailer for Maverick.
Trailer before this movie, another Top Gun movie. They're making.
Yeah, I know. Amazing, right? I will see it. It's so bad.
And the disturbing part is Tom Cruise looks just like in the first one. He didn't age. He's one of them.
I do not know which social media picture I have seen, but it was basically, I think, one of those blonde chicks from the 80s, which is now just an old wrinkly woman, and Tom Cruise, basically, next to her. And she looks like, I don't know, he's probably in shrink wrap every night.
I mean, he's
Because-
a Scientologist. He probably gets his phaetons rejuvenated every night and prays to Xenu, and Xenu sprays down his, I don't know, zombie juice. And then alien
Yeah.
juice. Sorry, I don't want to offend your faith system.
Dear Scientologists.
Yeah, let's call it faith. Why not?
But yeah, so yeah, they have a little transition scene, and then the new story starts. And Odie, don't be so harsh on them. Punch them. No, it has because this is something we noticed after the first one, that the first one basically has no story.
No.
I mean, there's really not a lot of
story
happening.
It's lining up reaction set pieces after reaction set pieces.
Exactly.
They're just going through basically setup situations,
Yeah.
and that's it.
I would say the new one actually has a bit of a story.
Yeah, it's more plot.
It still doesn't have. It's still not a very story-heavy game focusing all on it.
But there's a goal.
Yeah, there's a goal. There's a story. There are new characters. So it's not just those 4 doofuses surviving the zombie apocalypse.
It turns out there's a lot of doofuses surviving the apocalypse.
The true elite of humanity.
Yeah.
But yeah, we really just had a lot of fun.
Good.
This is the thing to say about it. I mean, you don't watch it for the story. They go into and the spoilers don't give all the good jokes away. This is also a thing. So
Short question.
yes.
Can you name me one zombie movie it's worth looking for the story?
Oh, good question.
And shows do not count. Don't come with Walking Dead.
Walking Dead is not good anyway, so...
Hey.
Yeah, that's the other point.
But, like,
I mean, I don't like Red... Oh, but then again, did Red Planet have a story? Yeah, I believe. Not Red Planet. Zombie... What? Something... I really didn't like the movie. It was with Ron Perlman and about zombies and a machine that produces them, and...
how does a machine produce zombies?
watch the movie or don't.
I don't want
know.
to. That glowing review you just gave in the tone of your... See...
Night of the Living Dead is basically the same, but without humor, I would say. Most zombie films have a very loose... it's basically... Zombie movies are catastrophe movies. People survive things, and then they keep surviving until they don't. And every zombie movie I have ever seen basically ends on the wonderful scenario of, hey, and now they are riding into the sunset, probably dying as well.
Can we just say that our movie
Shaun
had some
of the Dead.
most cringy commercials ever? Like that one Baby Got Back parody that went on for way too long with the Graham.
Oh my God! Why? But to stay on the movie itself. The first one is on Netflix. Watch it if you like it. It has a tad of gore, but not really. It's not really a gore movie.
It has
it's not.
The original.
It's handleable.
Zombieland.
I would say if you are squeamish at all, then you will not enjoy it. I mean, when they rip out pieces of flesh and...
If you don't like people throwing up from their mouths.
Oh yeah, that's also a good one about the second one. There's a lot of throwing up going on there.
But it also stay for the credits.
Yes, you have to stay for the end credits. Not saying anything yes.
That. It's amazing.
It's worth it. Get the ticket for the after credit scene alone, or the in credit scene, whatever.
Mid credit. Mid
I
credit.
guess so. But overall, like the first one, but more, bigger. So what do you expect from a sequel? Good one. We had fun.
But it evolves on the original idea and not doing the same thing more. That's what I'm expecting from a sequel. But
I would say so.
It's not a slight against the movie. But for me, when a movie, let's take one sequel which does that. Back to the Future 2. Back to the Future 2 is basically the same story, but it adds this whole dimension, and it's just showing what actually happens when you fuck up the past.
I mean,
right?
To the depth of Back to the Future 2, it obviously doesn't get. because
No,
it's.
that's.
But yeah,
In general, but that's what I would like from a sequel. That doesn't mean that a sequel always needs that
the
to
characters,
just be enjoyable.
The original characters all keep evolving from where they ended. It is a constant evolving, and their relationships are also growing. We get new characters into the mix. They literally evolve the zombies. No spoilers. It's a thing you learn in the first 5 minutes of the movie.
I mean, they make it a very big point that Little Rock is an adult now.
Yes. So, they create new.
They make the world bigger.
Yeah, they make the world bigger. So I would say, it fulfills the sequel criteria.
Okay. I mean, the thing is, I find Battleship one of the worst movies ever made, and I have so much fun watching that shit. You can watch movies and enjoy them without the movies being really good.
If you like Tallahassee, you'll like this movie. It has some of the best Tallahassee moments. Look, Woody Harrelson is a treasure to mankind, and he actually has a higher billing than Eisenberg in this movie. Like, when we went to go take the selfie for the movie poster, he was the top person and not Jesse, which I'm just like, good.
Yep.
Good. Can I still find it in time?
Yeah, there we are. There it is.
There we see the billing.
Yeah, see?
Like, Harrison, Eisenberg, whoever Little Rock is.
Abigail Breslin.
And Emma Stone. So she's kind of out there with a little and on it, so you don't know if she is below or other people.
Or it's that special and for that.
Yeah.
I mean, they also did that with, Alec Baldwin for Mission Impossible, and then Jeff Goldblum for the Jurassic World sequel.
Oh, yeah.
I hate that movie so much.
Anyways, I gave my recommendation. Check out the first one if you are unsure. If you like,
so it's a fun movie which you can just watch.
Yes, cool. And I recommend, if you enjoyed the first one, I full-heartedly recommend the second one.
Okay.
So who wants to go next? Keith, Yuri, who?
I can go. Mine is quick.
Okay. What is it?
Did you put a link?
No, he didn't give a link yet.
No. My media is kind of broad.
What is it?
I'm basically just realized in the last when you have a newborn child and it screams a lot, right? Mm-hmm. You appreciate suddenly that you can enjoy media without having something in your hand or your eyes to watching at something.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so much into podcasting and audiobooks again. It's just hilarious. I do not put these off anymore.
I can't escape audiobooks on this damn show. He's been using audiobooks for his media for the past 4 episodes.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't see that. Anyway, and I now I don't want to continue with my media.
No, continue, please.
So I can just full-heartedly. Can you pull up this book? I think it's The Lost and the Damned, The Siege of Terror.
The Lost?
It's a Warhammer 40k audiobook. It's basically just so, long story short, the Horus Heresy is going on. They finally reaching Terra as a planet. For everyone who doesn't...
No. Now I found
That's Grand Theft Auto. Is it...
The Lost and the Damned.
Siege of Terror.
Yeah, Siege of Terror. Just pull up the cover. That should be enough. The guy who wrote that is Guy Haley. He can write really good stories about, let's say, how is it when you are a small little conscript, so not even a soldier, you're just pulled from, I don't know, a library, because you was a guy who worked in a library, you got a laser rifle in your hand and you're just thrust into this gigantic machine of war, which just puts you in front of a wall. You do not even know what's coming, and then suddenly mutants and horrible monsters just approaching you. And that story about this tiny little human, which is just surviving this whole conflict, which was, I think by now, 20 years of books we have behind us to get to finally to this point. Really, just 20 years of books. I think we're on 70 books or something. we finally get here, and now you can see all the glory and all the monstrosity of this giant conflict. And I just listened to that audiobook, and it's so fantastic because it goes away from this rah-rah space marines are heroes and everything for the Emperor, but it shows what's actually happening to a tiny little human being, which is just standing in cold in a trench, and a 150-meter robot just stomps over the horizon and just vaporizes whole home with laser beams. How does that feel? What do you actually do? And Guy Haley wrote that book, tremendously compelling, and I can only hardly recommend to just get that book. It's fantastic. You don't understand anything if you're not into 40K, but it's just amazing.
But somebody who is into 40K, you're usually into it for. How can you enjoy then suddenly this perspective? This is like against anything.
Because it's something different. When you have 40 books of, let's say, compare it with a little bit more close to, I think, everybody else. Think about you having 40 books of Captain America, right? Mm-hmm. Only Captain America and the Avengers and all the superheroes, and the book 41 maybe is just the perspective of a little man who's just seeing the Avengers fight over New York, and you just see all the shit and rubble coming down. And this change of perspective, when written compelling, is really interesting because it puts all of this glory, which you have seen before, and it's getting kind of default by a point, suddenly back into perspective what it actually means, that giant 8-foot-tall warriors in power armor just basically fire rocket launchers at each other. Called a bolter.
You mean like the opening for Justice League? Batman vs. Superman, I mean.
Oh.
Where Metropolis gets destroyed.
You're gonna really
but we could also
Ryan
pick
Reynolds
a good
movie where he's the NPC in the background of a video game.
Oh, this is actually.
yeah.
We saw the poster for this yesterday. This I actually going to. I need.
I had to explain to him what the concept was.
I haven't heard of it yet. This sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, sorry.
So that's one thing. But I can also compare it to another thing which is coming up, the Mandalorian, I think. That's from Disney on their streaming service about Star Wars, a new episode which is coming up, or a new show.
Because they're doing a lot of Star Wars stuff with Disney Plus, which I'm fine with.
Yep. And that thing looks tremendously compelling because it's not about Jedis and lightsabers. It's the same thing. When you have seen Star Wars and you're seeing so many things with use the Force and here another lightsaber and another discussion about what the Force actually is and light and dark, and you're getting so sick of it. And this is ostensibly not that. That was also why I enjoyed actually Rogue One, because it was a story about other people and it showed the whole conflict from another perspective. And that's stuff I like. That's the same with this, and I actually tried to get a hold of this. Is Disney Plus a thing in Europe? Max, do you know?
It's going to launch internationally soon.
Okay.
So.
Cool. No, it's not a movie, Odie. It's not a movie. It's a show. It's in the veins of Firefly, basically, as far as I understand.
You know how to get all the nerds on your side. Invoke the mighty Firefly.
You can't make the gamers rise, but you can make the nerds rise.
Yeah, true enough. Yeah, so that's my stuff right now.
So.
Oh no, I need to have energy. Okay, my media. Me and Max just got done catching up on this show, which is Mao Mao, Heroes of Pure Heart, one of the new Cartoon Network shows. One of the main things I could say about it is the thing that me and Max kept saying after every episode. There's not a bad episode.
Every single one.
Yeah, not a single episode is what we would call bad. And keep in mind, at the same time of us watching this, we were watching season 3 of Tangled, and we kept having to.
Not a single good episode.
Keep
I was about to say, poof.
Keep in mind, we liked the Tangled animated series. The first 2 seasons are great. The 3rd season, though, is not so far. And it's one day one day we were like, hey, the next time we do our TV time, can we have Mao Mao as a palate cleanser? And he was like, agreed. But yeah, we caught up on this, and we were shocked with how much we liked it. Like, I think after, like, the first or second episode, Max was like, Mao Mao is me.
I mean, look at him. So he is boastful, full of himself, kind of an asshole.
Has insecurity complex.
Oh, has very big insecurity complex. Has issues. Likes to scream at people.
And his two friends constantly point out his problems and or enable him.
And one of his friends is a complete fangirl. So also like keeping yourself surrounded by people like praising you. Also me.
Wait, what?
Okay, I was about to say, am I a Dorabat?
No,
Okay.
I mean, Adorbet is a complete psycho.
Oh yeah, that was the other thing. So like, to explain what this show is before we get into the energies of the show. Basically, Mao Mao is a warrior, and he has a sidekick, Badgerclops, which is the robot-armed creature behind him, and they accidentally stumble upon this town called Pure Heart that's surrounded by this ruby that's supposed to keep it safe, but they cracked the ruby, so all these monsters keep coming in, and basically they take the role of sheriffs, and then they take this little bat creature named Adorabat under their wing, and each episode is them saving the day or dealing with each other, because they've made the interesting thing about this show, which we discovered
they are all horrible people.
Well, not just that, the meta thing we discovered, because we were like, these characters are very organic in how they talk. And Max was the one who discovered it.
Yeah.
They're all they're not voice actors, they're all Newgrounds animators. Like the original teaser for Mao Mao was a Newgrounds animation that he found.
Link below.
And then I looked up like the person who plays Badgerclops and the person who plays Adorabat, and they're all people that work at like either Newgrounds Animations or worked at Titmouse, which is an animation studio that does a bunch of stuff. And in fact, the Badgerclops character, the person who plays him actually writes a lot of the episodes. Most of the episodes where Badgerclops is the biggest asshole. And I love it so much, but the things that we started feeling as we kept going while watching the show, the main thing was that Adorabat is more and more of a villain in the making.
Yeah, she is so psycho.
She's like 5 years old.
Which is also, because this place, Pure Heart, was under this mythical sphere.
All the creatures are literally called cutie pies.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, they maybe are just... because they have been protected, but they're actually ancient creatures. They just have never been challenged by their surroundings. That's why they are so naive and man-children. But no, then there's an episode in which Mao Mao is basically like, I made a 5-year-old my co-sheriff. Like, what? She's really just a fucking child?
No, the first time we found it out, which was like they all switched roles. Because Badgerclops and Adorabat were arguing, and she was like, "You can survive a day in school." And Badgerclops was like, "Wait, I thought you were our age." And Max was just like, "Wait, what? She's not 40
or 400
or 400?
No, she's a little 5-year-old."
But like, there is some disturbing shit in this show. There was one episode. It's not a spoiler. The show is also very episodic. There's a couple arcs in it, but it does a thing that I love in that it doesn't keep you strung on with an arc for like 4 seasons.
Yeah.
Like Mao Mao has daddy issues. They deal with that by episode 9. He still has daddy issues, but like you actually confront it. Like in like the first season, it's like, thanks. But there's an episode where Adorabat finds out that these two people that constantly come into the town are actually bad people. These people like made a friend, like a holiday where you just give them your stuff.
Like reverse Santa Claus.
And then to prove that they're bad guys, Mao Mao disguises himself as Adorabat and Badgerclops as the guy's lackey. And the way they show that they're in costumes is like they basically decapitate the characters while laughing, pulling off the skin. And then Adorabat, and when they're about to beat the guys up, Adorabat's like, "Wait, guys, I want to help," and just pulls out a chair and starts bashing them. And we got to a point that I was like, "Max, yeah, Are we sure this wasn't an Adult Swim show that got just pushed to Cartoon Network? It's so good, and I actually know quite a few people that are not wanting to watch the show because of the art style. But the thing is, the art style is very simple, but some of the animation in the show is also fucking good.
Yes,
like
surprisingly.
because they have good action, because it is an action comedy, and I don't know and like it's one of those shows that's very easy to clip on Twitter of like mostly Badger Clock quotes of like, Adorabat, I can't with you today. Like they talk like real people. So I really recommend this show to anyone. There's 30 episodes out now. All of them are 11 minutes. Apparently the first season's not done. They literally have to make new episodes.
Nice.
So there's more to come, but obviously, given that this is a show on a network, like anything, you actually have to give it an audience and show that you like it.
I literally can't. I mean, maybe there's some
You can
merch I can buy.
Tweet about it to say recommend the show to people, because
tweet and stuff is good.
Cartoon Network does have that kind of policy, because they had a show called Mighty Magiswords that they took off the air, but they set it under the guise of they wanted to gain an audience retroactively so they can bring it back, which is a stupid business model, just saying.
Yeah,
but
I was about to say.
I really don't want this show to be one of those shows on Cartoon Network that's really good, but no one points out, like how Craig of the Creek and We Bare Bears has become, where they still air. They're good shows, but no one talks about it.
Talk about it. Watch it.
Talk about it. We're only getting 16 more episodes of Steven Universe, and then that's done. We need something good. By the way, they make fun of Steven Universe in this show in one episode, and it was brutal.
Oh, that makes them immediately sympathetic for me.
It was brutal, and it was great, and it involved something that looked like a person being eaten and blood, and it was great. So yeah, 2 very big thumbs up for Mao Mao. It's probably one of the best shows I watched this year.
Yeah,
Key mentioned a very important thing for me these days is that it doesn't have an overarching string which you lose immediately when you, lose 3 episodes. And
no, you can.
Yeah, there's small
you
hints.
Don't have the feeling you can continue anymore. This is kind of nice. And also, simple animations I learned to treasure, or simple art style, since I have seen Carbot, basically. He makes this Heroes of the Storm shorts on YouTube and all that stuff. That stuff is super simple. It's super stylized, but it has so good animations. So, this is way better, obviously, but
I believe
in the same vein.
It's not just the intro. It's scenes cut together weirdly.
It's a trailer.
Yeah.
But no, there is small hints of something bigger, but they don't make that the main thesis. I have heard people to be the reason that that the town is actually a prison.
Also, look at this character. He's genius. He's 2 characters in once. He is what's his name again?
Snake.
Orangasnake. And you see, it's actually just a snake around the hip of an orangutan, and the orangutan nearly always has just this happy, tranquil smile.
They're actually just 2 best friends.
Yes, they are.
That did crimes together and realized that if you fuse like that, you look scarier.
Strikes me as Mad Max free shit with how was it called, Mega Blaster or whatever, the little tiny gnome guy on this huge dude.
Oh, there's a doormat.
This psycho. Who constantly first response is to try to hit it with a bat or something. And also, I guess that's the one thing I could say. If you don't like characters that scream, you're not going to like Adorabat. Well, the thing is, she doesn't scream all the time. She just has these moments where she lets out just a screech. But the thing is, the more you watch the show, the more feral it becomes. Because there's just one moment where she's left to ride the motorcycle by herself and she's just sitting there quietly. And then, just there's no, they point out that her screaming is annoying, which is good. But it's just the thing of
Adorabat, would you please stop it?
Adorabat, I can't with you today. But she's a psycho, but she's also I think becoming my favorite character. And I don't know what that says about me because my favorite character was Badger Klops and now it's slowly becoming that. What does it say that my two favorite characters are a psycho and an asshole?
A lot. But
Yuri, shut up. I don't need your opinion.
But yeah, I guess general recommendation. Is there anybody who should not at least check it out?
I don't know. Like, people who are allergic to fun may have a bad reaction. I guess the thing is, if you're like one of those people that only wants to watch serialized content, it's not for you. But I think the thing is, we need more. And I like serialized content, but I feel like we've gone into an age where it's too concentrated. It's not even concentrated. It's just you need a balance of just cartoons and serialized animation. And I feel like ever since like maybe Gravity Falls, where it started to become serialized, every series has become that. And that's not a bad thing, it's just because the media sees that people want it, they only greenlight that, and then it's become too much. When you got into like the early 2000s, no one would greenlight that. And I feel like the scale just needs to stop being tipped one way or the other and have both.
Have you seen the Lord of the Rings show, which is in preparation? They want to make a Games of Thrones kind of Lord of the Rings thing.
Why?
Not even heard of it.
Yeah, they're in preparation for that. Anyway, I just have a feeling it's always this extreme. You have shows being successful, doing something else. Everyone streams it. Everyone produces this. You have this just a boatload of just other shows, which are all good. But it's just so much. It's just an overload of basically so many plot lines you have to keep in mind. And then you have to watch the shows, and then you have to get invested in the characters, and then you have to do the emotional labor to just follow the arc. And to be honest, that stuff can be daunting. I'm still not capable of just finishing shows like that 6 or 7 years ago, which ended. Because I'm just like, this is just a lot of commitment. And that's the reason why I like shows which are just saying, hey, you know the characters, you know the tropes, you can get easy into an episode, you just enjoy it. Bam. Here you go.
And I'm not saying anything as a slight against serialized content. The stuff I want to make myself is serialized. But it's just a thing of like, I just think it's a small part of a bigger discussion of how much the media indoctrinates since this is a thing that had a big boom, it's all you're gonna get, and it basically and because of that, networks and stuff are actively trying to stifle the things that they greenlit themselves because they want to prove that that's not what people want. But they put the scale against it in the first place because they want what they want, but they want to make you believe it's what you want.
It's also
I'm listening an interesting audiobook down those lines, but I will not talk about it now.
The thing is, it's just the effect of networks, studios, big contributors, which spending money to buy products, to make products, to sell them is slow. Therefore, they're picking up on this shit, and then they're pushing it further down the line. Even if the market is already saturated, you maybe have stuff in the pipeline for 6 months or longer. And therefore, you're suddenly getting all of this stuff stuffed into the market further and further and further. It's the same with video games. Look at the video game trends, which are just everyone had a battle royale mode. Like everyone was just like, this is the new hot shit, but we need that. We need that immediately. Before that, it was, I don't know. What was the trend before that? It doesn't even matter. Yeah. It comes and goes. And the thing is, since all of this is just grabbing the attention to just keep you invested all the time, because you just need the retention of the audience, that makes it just overwhelming. And that makes this feeling of, there's just a lot. It can be good stuff, no questions, but I'm not even capable of choosing, because even if I just would sneak into a couple of those things, it would take me so much time to just find the right thing for me and then hope I can stick with it, and then it gets canceled because nobody's watching it.
Yeah.
But yeah, right? We actually got through Week in Media fairly quickly.
Well, relatively.
Well, I mean, compared to you...
To recent history we got kind of...
But now it's time for the Q&A.
Q&A.
Yay, Q&A!
Did we get stuff on Twitter?
We got 2 on Twitter.
Okay, and I got Discord open.
I mean,
I have one. I have one for the chat.
Oh, please.
Oh, for the chat. What is it?
For chat. It's a fun one. So it's an old philosophical question.
This wasn't vetted before.
If you could choose to be a slave and know it, but live well and good, or be free and starving and living in poverty, but also know it, what would you choose?
First.
I knew ANY would say first. I knew it.
I mean, how well are you living? Can you still do the things you like to do?
That's the thing. Everything what you are allowed to do is not your own choice because your master is basically just watching over you. You're a slave. You're not free.
If I'm living good, wouldn't the master say it's okay for me to have hobbies?
If the master can decide them for you.
It's still, you're getting everything what you can do and what you're allowed to do from your master.
I don't know my master, though. So how would I know? There's a lot of nuance in this question.
But I hear hunger in the second option, so...
Well, you're also someone who's easily content with life.
Exactly.
I'm not.
Yeah.
So I guess I'd be free.
Which is, I'm not saying that the question in general is an easy one, but it was easy for me personally. So it's actually an interesting one where, depending on personality, it can flip both ways. So what about yourself, Yuri?
Oh, it's a hard one.
I know, right? Unless you're me.
The thing is, I just thought about this a lot recently. I mean, I'm changing jobs for a reason, right? So, and for me, the question was basically on the same the same level, not as drastic, obviously, but for me, it was like, I'm now in a job where I'm basically not challenged, but I could just stay here forever and not being challenged at all. And maybe someday someone comes around and just say, hey, my work is actually does not produce value for anybody. We are flipping the switch, or it doesn't happen, and I'm just staying there forever. With that, I have enough money. I'm just sitting there. I'm coming. I'm going. Nobody really cares. And would that be a life for me? Or do I make a step on just saying, you know what? I'd rather be free and maybe in insecurity, in unsecure circumstances, right? So I just realized I cannot do this. I cannot be just simply sitting there and just getting basically handed everything, but knowing, hey, none of this is actually on my own accord. None of this is by my own doing. Everything could be just over by tomorrow, and I have no power to change it because my master is basically just rolling over me.
So again, this is also a bit of a different scenario than the one you described in the beginning. And also, it's not like you are starving by your choice to change.
Why are
Who knows,
so
right?
food driven?
I don't know. In this particular response, it was meant as a metaphor for pay.
Anyway, fun questions?
Yes, Twitter questions. So we have one where I'm curious if this keeps us hold up as Yuri's one, because it's also an either-or question by York. Yeah. For all three, would you rather lose the ability to read or lose the ability to speak?
Lose the ability to read.
Lose the ability to speak.
Oh, really?
You wouldn't be able to speak to your child.
I can write to my child.
She's a baby!
She will read one day.
But you really rather... Because when I read the question, I was like, nowadays... I mean, if you go far enough back, nobody could read, so there is no losing the ability. But nowadays there is so much. There is text to speak, there is speak to text, there is audio books. You really can get very far without reading by not missing out necessarily, while speaking, main form of communication with other people, and even somebody as antisocial as me, is like, yeah, speaking is something that's useful.
Max, just think about it. Don't change his thoughts, because the next time you see him, you just need to take him to a place without any pencils or paper or computers or typing, and you could just say whatever you want to him, and he can't talk back. And you could be like, Yuri, if you agree with me about all these points on my new That Stupid script, don't say anything.
I mean, at least I can still read his stupid script.
Oh, god damn it, he can comment on him. No!
The thing for me is the ability to read opened up an infinity of value of knowledge from the past and certainly from the present, because you can see and read things which people wrote down for a reason. Yeah, there's a lot of garbage in there, but there's also a lot of value in there. Speech is in the moment. It doesn't only help you in the moment, so it's a kind of... It's important for social interaction and everything, but I rather would just still consume the whole knowledge of every man who ever lived and just wrote things down, instead of just spouting things. Also, I have nothing to add to the noise, which is already in the world. So.
It's happening again. So you did, with your first question about would you rather be a slave, and I gave the slave answer, people were already like, Max, there's more in life. There's like hunger for life. And now with the second one, I'm getting like, yeah, well, not being able to read is kind of Fahrenheit 451. I'm like, God damn it, I'm the tool of every story.
I'm with you on I would rather not be able to read. So you're not alone.
Yay.
Yay.
But
okay,
yeah.
But I got some Discord questions.
You got some Discord stuff.
I opened it on the phone.
The boo.
Let's see. From Notice Me Key Senpai.
Which one is this again? Is this Oli or is this Bed? Is this Wolfhead?
Wolfhead's yours.
Wolfhead.
Ask Awkward. What's that meal you can always prepare without fucking up? What's the one thing you know that you can make without it catching fire?
You see, initially I wanted to say frozen pizza, but I have burned so many frozen pizzas that not even that is true.
Well, that's not even food. Let's be honest.
Burn. Okay, what food can I prepare? What I know. I mean, we are talking about proper cooking, right?
Can you make pasta without fucking it up?
Ooh, and why can you?
Yeah.
It's boiling water.
I believe I have fucked up less pasta than frozen pizza.
Good.
I know. Your frozen pizza is a problem. You put it in the oven and you don't have anything to do with it for like 15 to 20 minutes. If you now start a new campaign and only remember an hour later, like,
that's what
timers
are for. That's what timers are for.
I was about to say, yeah.
Like,
you have clocks.
Oh, yeah. I look at the clock when I put it in, and then I move to my.
You have timers on your computer. You have a phone that has a timer app.
It has, hasn't it? Now that you mention it.
Okay. Well.
So what about you guys?
I mean, the other thing is this guy didn't have an actual strainer for pasta until I bought him one. So, and he didn't know what it was.
No.
Because
I understood. I realized very quickly what it might be.
Yuri, that face was my reaction too. But okay, what's your not fuck up food, Yuri?
I actually made it today even. Roasted chicken.
That's a good one.
So a roasted lemon chicken. It's pretty easy. You take a chicken. It's obviously defrozen. You defreeze it. You take a knife and you just split it basically, so you can open the chest cavity to just unfold it like a butterfly. So now you're taking lemons, oranges, and a little bit of spices. Put it on a roast, and then you put the chicken just on top of it. And then in the oven, and you just let it go for an hour and a half. You just drink a little bit of water over it so it stays juicy. And the oranges and the lemons, they just steaming through the chicken upwards because they're also getting hot. And under it, I always have a little bowl where all this water and fat just goes in there, and then I can make a gravy from it. This I did today. It always works fine, and it's pretty easy.
Okay.
When I think about it, I'm trying to think most of the things.
Have you ever prepared food?
Yes, How many times have I cooked for you when I'm over here?
I was about to say you were sick so many times and she was making soup for you.
Yeah,
You ungrateful bastard.
Yeah, remember the week before ULA when you came down with the fucking plague and I took care of you because
Yes.
you were.
Even I remember that.
Little side story here.
Yes.
Because I laugh about it. He got sick with the plague one day, and we didn't know what the fuck was going on too because I was but when you had the old setup. And he was just slowly sinking in his chair, feeling worse and worse. And I was like, Max, are you okay? And he looked over at me. You think he's pale now? He looked no color in his face, and he's just like, I don't think so. And I was like, do you want soup or something? He's like,
Miss Keyframe, I don't feel so good.
Yeah, and then he started turning into dust. Suddenly, there was some orchestra music behind me. Captain Marvel came to my window, and I was like, oh, ew.
Oh, a nightmare.
Continue. But no, the thing was, I was like, okay, I'll make you some soup. And he was in the kitchen with me, and I was starting to cook it, and he was just like, Chrissy, I gotta go lie down in the bed. And I was like, why? I can't smell it. The smell of the soup was making him sick. So, I made chicken and soup, and he was in the fetal position in the bed. I was like, you have to eat this. And he was like, no. And I was like, come on, eat it. I was basically spoon feeding him soup for 2 days. Because he was just so goddamn sick. And then you had
but Keyframe cannot cook, right, ANY?
And then you got that shitty doctor that gave you the antibiotics that you didn't need. that your sisters were like, yeah, stop taking those. But no, I do cook. But the thing is, I was thinking about the most complex dish that I can make without fucking up. Because it's easy to not fuck up something simple. Anyone can make a bowl of cereal without it setting on fire.
Anyways.
But no, I think the most complex thing I could make without fucking up is, what is it called? For some reason I thought barbarian. Mongolian noodles. I actually make it when I'm here all the time, which is rice noodles, which you actually have to steep in cold water for them to cook because they're so thin. And then you make a sauce with hoisin sauce, soy sauce, brown sugar, and stuff. And then I usually put steak in it and I stir fry it. I mean, you've had it.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually don't fuck it up. And I was like, I am a pasta god. Usually pasta is the one thing I can't fuck up. I would like to say it's because I'm a guinea, but it's probably just because I know how to boil water and not leave it alone. And, actually look at my food while I'm cooking it.
Yeah, that's always a good one.
Come on, you gave me plenty of recipes where you can literally leave the kitchen for an hour.
Yeah, because I know you.
But you also do them yourself.
It's like baby-proofing a room.
Yeah, I mean, there are lots of ways to just
need to
cook
slowly
something.
replace Max's kitchen with one of those play school kitchens you get for little kids with the plastic vegetables.
But he has such a nice refrigerator. It's ridiculous. He cannot cook for shit.
His magic fridge that you could keep stuff in there for a month.
A month? Please. You don't want to know how old some of those items are.
I don't.
No, we don't.
Feeding me them. How old are they?
Since we are not in archaeology or whatever it's called. The indie stuff with the head and the rolling boulder.
Fucking Narnia's probably inside of there. I
mean, it's cold and there's magic.
You have an ice queen?
Yeah, let's call it magic.
Yeah.
Let's call it Darwinism. I already have a fire.
I think I actually know the reason you caught that plague. It was probably something you ate in that damn fridge.
I mean, I'm calling him Nurgle for a reason.
You know the food shouldn't be moving when you get it, right?
Have you never heard of...
It's fresh. I mean, it's fresh again.
Exactly. Have you never heard of hunting your own food? I live the dream here. Anyways,
the food came back to life.
Next question.
That question slowly.
So I have another hot topic on Twitter.
Oh boy.
A yes or no question.
Oh boy.
Which also is specifically only directed at Keyframe.
Why?
I don't know. But yeah.
Why are we even here?
Fraser Play asks, specifically for Keyframe, remember the original 1989 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles arcade game by Konami?
You remember that one episode?
Back in times?
No,
Yeah.
Turtles in Times?
It's a yes or no question. Do you remember Keyframe?
Yes.
Remember
Also,
Star Wars?
I assume he's asking because he also asked in combination with a photo, so apparently he owns the Atari, the actual
strange
game.
flex, but okay. I mean,
Where's this question going? I have
This was-
several
this was
counter questions.
This was literally the question. Do you remember it?
I know of most Konami arcade cabinets and stuff, but I don't think I've ever personally played it. Give me a Galaga console and I'll know everything about it because I have a very bad obsession with that game. But thanks,
It's a good
Fraser. It is a good game. If you put me in front of it, you won't see me for a few hours. But yeah, questions on Discord. Thank you, Twitter. You are always a source of good content. Let's see. Question from Notice Me Ferret Daddy. Notice me A&Y Ferret Daddy.
Hey, somebody's calling for me.
I feel like
Daddy's in the house.
I'm so sick. I'm just so sick.
You
That's the appropriate reaction, by the way. I'm just used to it now after so many gaming and ties. Just used to it.
No.
Okay.
No.
No shame, no dignity left.
No. I still have a week more of this. No. Stop laughing. After this
you
podcast.
paid to get here.
After this podcast.
I mean, he's right, you know. You paid for this, therefore you will eat it.
Just to tell people I'm not crying because of that realization. My eye's itchy, but like...
Yes, I mean, both are totally understandable situations. We're crying.
Okay. No, I mean, this was a trip because I felt disgusted that I had to say that name because they know that I'm the one that says the Discord question.
Which name? Could you repeat it for me?
Sure, Daddy. Do you like this, Daddy?
Oh, this feels so wrong.
Are you feeling disturbed with having someone in your
Yes,
close
I'm feeling
calling you
very
Daddy?
disturbed.
Mom, read the question, Mom.
So, stop it, both of you. Okay, what is the question? I'm dying to hear the question.
Okay, Uncle Yuri.
The only actual parrot in the call.
What is
that's true.
What is the dumbest, most juvenile joke you've laughed the hardest at? I think it was this entire exchange. I think we answered your question.
This was free.
Anyway,
yeah.
the other question he asked, this is not... Okay, well, if that's not a question, I'm not reading it.
Wait, what is it? I need to find...
It's No Nut November. Can we get a hashtag No Nut Squad in the chat, please? What is with you?
Oh, that thing. Is that still a thing?
Yes, it's still a thing. And
Jesus.
And I know it's a thing because since Wolf is in Golden's circle, I constantly hear about it. So it's
All right.
yeah, but okay. He also
Let's move on.
He asked a lot of questions. So
Okay, cool.
Notice me A&Y Farrah Daddy asks a would you rather question. Would you rather have it so that every joke made at your expense seems to be the funniest joke among your peers, or have your debit card declined for every third purchase you make? No, Keyframe, you can't swipe your card a fourth time on the same item. Stop cheating. Why me? What is the... Okay, apparently...
What a complicated alternative.
No, I see... No, the thing is that usually the joke made at my expense is the funniest joke among my peers. This was just the most recent example.
But I would also go for number one. What about you, Yuri? Want to be the laughing stock or the guy who has awkward moments at the cashier?
I'm not saying I'm picking the first one.
Oh, I am picking the first one.
I know, because you...
I mean, I like when people laugh about me is one thing, but around me, about me is also fine, because laughing people are not miserable or Laughing people are happy people, so yeah, sure, the first one.
I just have to think about it because because I know a lot of people who go full on tasteless that really shouldn't be laughed at. So I'm just kind of like, there's just certain things I don't want people laughing about my life about, unless I'm the one making the joke. Wait, I mean, I guess that means that every dark joke...
Every joke on our expense, everyone would be the best one.
Yeah, because...
I mean, just write all of them down and just go on tour.
Become a stand-up comic?
Become a god amongst comedians. Always exploit those things.
But I mean, like, I guess that would be the thing. I could no longer make awkward silences when I say a really dark joke, and then have someone go, Jesus, Chrissy.
If it is on your expense, keep in mind that.
Well, it would be on my expense. Most of my jokes are about.
I mean, usually they are.
Most of my jokes are about. May I refer to the dead dad joke that I made during Hotstat one time?
Yes, that was a particularly a good one. I was there for that.
I know you got to be at ground zero, but I guess I would pick one. You know, at that point, you just gotta learn to not care.
Yeah, you need to own it.
Okay, let's see. Notice. No. Here's one from Wishful River 66. What's the greatest karma moment you've witnessed? So what was the best time you witnessed someone getting their comeuppance?
Does fictional count?
Yes.
Catra crying.
Yeah! Fuck you, Catra. I hate you so much.
Now I stole yours. No, you have to come up with one yourself.
Damn it.
No, okay, context. Still the show She-Ra, as we mentioned before, we're watching it. It's now in its third season? Fourth already.
The third one was like
short.
The third one was like 8 episodes.
Yeah, this doesn't even count. But yeah, and there's this bitch character, ironically, because she's a cat, Catra. And wow, she's a bitch. But then she had a moment where she finally all her bad karma slaps back in her face, and she just breaks down and cries. And we were both sitting there like,
good.
Yeah.
Cry.
Yeah.
I think I was actually like taste her tears because like the episode right before was the most cinnamon roll character finally leaving all this abusive shit, and I was like, yeah.
But yeah, Yuri, you're thinking about one, or you seem very...
Wait, I just need to...
Are you playing a video game?
No, I'm just Googling for a good karma
answer. I heard
answer.
A noise that sounded like a game controller.
Okay, karma.
Best karma moment. I mean, it could also be a positive one, that somebody who got shit all the time suddenly like got this breakthrough.
Yeah.
The question was not necessarily negative, was it?
Yeah, okay, just karma.
The greatest karma moment you have witnessed.
I mean, I was hoping they would not do a Captain Marvel 2, but that is happening now, so I could have picked Brie Larson over that. But she gets the second movie, so...
Let's see. God, you really did steal mine with Catra.
It's a hard one, actually.
People where you are like, yes! Or when you're like, I mean, both ways, like, yes, they got it! Or yes, they got it!
Okay, this one's a weird one because I don't know any of the people in this scenario, but it was one of those things that I was like, good. There was like this video that I saw about like this couple in France, and this guy is just treating his girlfriend like shit, like yelling at him at her and everything, and like he looks like he's reeling up to slap, and then someone from like outside the restaurant, like in the little gate area, just kind of grabs his arm and throws him over the little gate, and being like, yo man, you gotta stop. And it's just like, he's like, you don't tell me how to talk to my girlfriends. And the guy just started, there were multiple people just holding the guy down. I was like, good.
Yeah.
Good. People should get called out if they're being a shitty person.
Yeah, that's true.
But so many people are scared to do that in public.
I have another one. Right.
I have also one now.
Okay.
Basically, Ubisoft, after their last game, Ha! That's a nice karma move. I think they lost 93% of their operational revenue stream completely.
Yikes.
I mean,
That's a ringing indictment of, hey, Ubisoft, we have really enough of your shit. So that's an instant karma move, which I greatly appreciate. I hope it sticks.
Have they done any good games in ages? I mean, they started some IPs, but then they started milking it so permanently that it was not fun anymore.
Depends what you're counting as a good game. I mean
the from what I heard, I still haven't played one, but the Assassin's Creed one, that they had a good idea, and in the second one they actually made the game concept well, but then they kept milking and didn't stop.
And they released a new Assassin's Creed. Like,
I mean, Far Cry 5 is kinda okay-ish, I think.
But yeah, still.
It's Ubisoft in the end. I mean, they just specialized on this thing. The thing is, finally, the audience just said, you know what? At least put a little bit of effort in your microtransaction platforms, just a little bit, and it finally sticks to the companies. So, and Ubisoft is one of the most egregious and obvious about it, so they got their ticket for that.
Nice, that is nice. But yeah, I guess mine, my additional one that I just remembered was like Trump getting booed in a football stadium.
And like his face
and you see how he realizes those are not cheers he is getting. Just like a little bit.
Okay, I think we have two more and then we can go to the Fuck, Marry, Kill.
Cool.
Denim Ninja asks, you've been given $999,000 or 906,619 euros. Great exchange rate. But you have to spend all of it on one day and you don't get to keep anything after. How would you spend it? Can I just buy...
This is nearly $1 million.
Good thing I didn't pick the fucking choice on Wolfhead's question that every third purchase my card gets declined. I would probably just, like, in a planning sense, just buy stuff for a blowout vacation. Or, I don't know. Like, the thing is like, how do you spend that much in one day?
I guess...
that's pretty easy.
I just want to say, for $1 million, you should be able to get a house, right?
Yeah. But, I mean, like, that... But that's,
depends where.
But here's the thing, like, payments and down payments and stuff on houses take, like, days and all that stuff. So you wouldn't be able to just buy a house in a day unless you're talking to a really skeevy person. But, look, that's the thing. With that much excess...
You have to spend them all in one day.
With that much excess, I don't know what I would do. I'd probably give the money to other people to spend. Because I am not a person with expensive tastes. And I am a person who's like, okay, I'll get what I need. I'll probably get a new computer setup stuff, and probably buy stuff for my friends.
But yeah, this is probably all still like in the 10,000s maximum.
I could fly first class and be an egregious, frivolous asshole.
This is the problem.
But no,
with
that's the thing.
Again.
At the end of the day, I probably wouldn't spend all that money, and I would probably be like, honestly, if it's counted as spending because the money would no longer belong to me, I would probably put it in a trust fund for my my nephew. Because he will obviously need the money more than I, and by the time he would be able to access that trust, the interest rate probably would have more money in it.
Yeah, I'm trying to think like big items, but big items which do not decrease in value too quickly. Because if you would just buy a bunch of cars for this money, you would probably...
a car lose 50% of its value when you first take it off the lot.
Exactly. So this is why I thought house. But yeah, getting a house within a day might be problematic. So what else is that? Buying gold?
I got it.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna buy a fucking arcade. I'm just gonna buy an arcade, order a bunch of Galaga arcade cabinets, and be an arcade that only has Galaga. It's like that guy who fucking is trying to make a pyramid in the middle of Nevada made out of VHS tapes of Jerry Maguire. I'm not lying. There is a person who has I think maybe 1,500 copies of Jerry Maguire on VHS tape.
It sounds pretty similar to the guy you mentioned, the speed guy.
The speed, yeah, but this guy
more commitment, I see.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
I would probably just invite all my friends, and we just go to insert the most fun city on the planet, Vegas, whatever that would be for you. If you're saying, hey, I'm going to Tokyo and I'm going to the Ika, whatever this one district called, where all the anime nerds want to go one day, I would just gather all my friends and we're just doing that one day. Just blow the whole money out, because that one day will stick with you forever. And you do not buy something which you have to maintain afterwards or see it crumble. Hey, I'm buying a boat. Oh, I do not have any income to just maintain this boat. So it will just go away or just go to waste. I would just really try to get all of this money away in one unforgettable day with all my friends to share this memory. That's the most important thing. Don't go alone and just throw it on blackjack and hookers, but get friends with you to do it with you. So you can either, for one, share the fortune and also make the memory stick. And since I find Vegas interesting, but it's not really my thing, I would probably go to Nottingham and would just go to the Games Workshop Central and would just say, all of my Warhammer nerd friends, we are just going and just playing Warhammer all day there and just buying all of the shit and just consuming all of this. And trust me, we get through that 1 billion.
You could probably get through a good hour in New York with $1 million.
That's also true.
Just on pizza. Oh God, $1 million worth of pizza.
Blah.
I wouldn't.
Okay, next question.
What? Okay, why are you insulting $1 million worth of pizza from the motherland?
Italy?
No, New York pizza. The pizza we know that you keep in your fridge and call it food is not from Italy. And you know that.
That's true.
It's from Kaufland.
Yeah.
That's not Italy, ostensibly. So.
Yeah, but okay. Notice Be Key Senpai asks, how much Karen energy can you handle in a day? I've never worked in retail, but I have worked as a freelancer, and let me tell you, you meet a lot of internet Karens with that energy. Especially at conventions. Oh my God, people trying to haggle at a vendor table. It's one of the most annoying things in the fucking world. Mm-hmm. They're like, hey, can I, if I buy this print for, I know this print says that it's, $10, can I pay $7? And, because I think I see a bump in it, and it's yeah, because you fucking put the bump in it. Yeah. I've had people fold prints and then try to get another print out of me. I've had people break the buttons they buy to try to get more buttons because they think that I gave them a broken product.
Yeah.
And then they're just but the thing is, they can't say speak to your manager because I am the manager. So they're just I demand your attention. Don't focus on these customers. Focus on me. But the most specific Karen moment, I guess, was at Winnie City. This person was wanting an autograph from Bliss, our friend Bliss. So they got that and went over to me, and I'm helping a customer who's a little bit slow with purchasing, but he's a nice guy. And she basically pushed him out of the way to be can I get this signed now? And I was I'm sorry, I'm dealing with a customer. If you would like to buy something from me, then I could divert my attention to you. But right now I'm working with him. And she stomping her foot and was so mad. And I was just I need to get you away from here. This place is not a big room. So I signed her thing and she was good. And stomped away. And I'm just sitting here, and the plushie seller from across from me is just looking at me just yeah, buddy, I don't know what fucking just happened either. And the guy who was buying something, who was dressed as Parappa the Rapper, was just are you okay? And I was confused mostly, but I'm sure I'll feel annoyed later.
Yeah, that's the thing. Those things startled you in the moment more, and you're just baffled. And This is not happening right now, is it? Even the foot stomp, it's actually adorable. Sometimes I'm really just seeing those people and just thinking, oh, you poor heart, you're so angry with your life.
I think like the thing that made it worse was the thing that they were getting autographed from Bliss was art that she had at her table, but they printed it out like themselves on like crappy printer paper.
Nice.
So go to her with her own art.
Oh yeah.
For a free autograph.
Yeah, that's classy. That's really good. Yeah, can you level this art piece with your real signature?
Yeah. Do you have any Karen moments? I mean, you used to work at a hotel.
Oh, that's actually true. I probably did have them, but having
It
a
still
hard time
surprised me to this day that you really served customers.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I know.
No, the thing is that I guess, I mean, the original question was like, how much Karen can you handle in a day?
Yeah.
And I am surprisingly patient. So I can endure a lot.
Yeah.
So
You're a secret Karen, though. I've heard you judge people so harshly under your breath.
But that's the thing. I do not go to the manager and I don't give them a hard time. I'm just a backstabbing little bitch behind them.
Whoa, you're the guy from anger management.
I am Karen.
Yeah, you're the guy who's not shouting at the customer. You are the smiling clerk who sits behind his eyes, just rolling all this judgmental shit.
Yes.
I get it. Yeah. That's very unhealthy, ANY.
I've never heard someone critique pouring coffee so harshly until I met this guy. How many restaurants we've been to that they've poured coffee for you for breakfast, and they're like, "Is everything good, hon?" And you're like, "Yes, thank you." And then you shoot, and then when they walk away, you're just like just judging them because the cup was half full or something, or that they pour it too much.
I am a professional hotel clerk. I had to
Real talk. The Indian place where we regularly go to eat, and we're really liking this place, has a step ladder favorite system of waiters.
Mm-hmm.
And every time when we're getting this very, very mediocre one, we cannot stop just pouring poison over that poor guy. But he's really bad, but we're still doing it. It's so much fun to just judge him all the time.
We lovingly call him War Machine.
Because yep. So not Tony Stark.
Exactly. Here's the thing. So the best waiter ever. He's an Indian young man with a mustache and
classy guy.
His name is Tani. So obviously he was Tony Stark, our Iron Man waiter. And then we have this watered down version of him, and we are like, yeah, that's War Machine.
How dare you insult War Machine like that? How dare you insult Don Cheadle? Like, what's wrong with you? But,
a recast, by the way.
Uh-huh. But, so... do you have any Karen moments, Yuri? Are you just you a Karen yourself?
How much Karen can you take?
I'm pretty relaxed these days.
So I guess he can take very little Karen.
Yeah,
his daughter is a Karen, always screaming for the manager, aka her
manager.
Her momager.
Yeah. Actually, that really gets you more because you cannot do anything anyway. Your kid is handled. She has fresh diapers. She's fed. She's just annoyed, but she needs to go to sleep. You just weather the storm. You just hold it out because you cannot shout at your kid. Even if you would want to, it would not help. And that just goes to so many other situations where I'm just like, yeah, shouting will not do anything. You're just weathering the storm and just see what happens. I'm actually have more a problem with those passive aggressive guys like ANY, which are just smiling at me and just not letting out the rage. With those people I can deal not so well because I do not get a real feedback loop. I do not really get what the person really thinks right now, and that's more what I would say is annoying to me. That I rarely cannot take. So anyway.
And now we get to the end of our show with our final question, our favorite. I don't think we've ever had this section of the show with Yuri.
No, we didn't. And he's not watching the show, so he doesn't know what's coming.
Welcome to our new final segment of the show.
Even a new one.
It has been for over a year, I would say.
From our good old Notice Me A&Y Ferret Daddy.
Also known as Wolfhead, yes.
Hey there, Wolfhead here with an FMK you simply can't refuse. Fuck, marry, kill. Phil Swift, the flex tape guy. Vince Offer, the slap chop guy. Or Billy Mays, the OxyClean guy. Buy one now and get another FMK for 70% off. So these are all infomercials.
I have no idea who either of them is. Okay, let's Google them.
Okay. I'm surprised you don't know the flex tape one. Flex tape is like
the flex tape one I know, yeah. But Jontron made a very cool clip about the flex tape guy. The flex tape guy is kind of great.
Oh, look, he's so happy.
Yeah, Phil Swift is a
They're
crazy
all
person.
happy.
No, but look at him. He's like super happy.
Yeah, you haven't seen the video where he murders a bucket.
Oh, look at him. He smiled so much.
And that
He's
stuff
so
just works.
He's so happy about Phil Swift. Wait, you need to get to the part where he cuts a boat in half.
He cuts a bolt in half?
Here it is.
A boat. Yeah.
To show the power of flex tape.
Bam.
I saw this boat
Look
in
at
half.
him. He is so happy. Okay.
And now he's fixing it with basically duct tape.
So this was
That was
Phil Swift, the
and
flex tape guy.
Vince Offer.
Okay,
You
let's go.
probably have seen this guy.
Is this him?
Yes, he looks like a coke dealer.
Oh, he looks. Oh, I have seen this guy.
Yeah,
Even
he
though he's
also
pretty blurry
did
in this one.
the ShamWow.
So what is he actually selling us? Oh, just shopping.
All the
He's
things.
Just shopping. Okay, that's pretty. Oh, there. Oh God.
He's kind of like
What's going on with his eyes
I would
there?
describe him as if Quentin Tarantino became an infomercial dealer.
Maybe. Little animated star.
You're gonna love my nuts.
Oh no. Okay, and now.
No, he's smiling too less. He's
Now,
just
Billy Mays-
he has this frowning. He wants to convince us by making solid points. I don't like that.
But Billy Mays, God rest his soul.
I believe him. I know because he was in South Park, wasn't he?
Yeah,
He
was
is the classical.
the
Just one.
original
Oh
guy.
yeah.
Wait, there's more.
Don't click on the CNN article about his death.
Oh, wait, what?
Wait, there's more. But this guy we all know.
Yeah.
The
He
first
is the
article
OG.
was Billy
He
Mays
helps you to
found
get the
dead.
blood stains out of your underwear after you had Chipotle.
What the? Ew.
This is literally why I know about it,
But
because
yeah,
in
from
South Park.
I know, but still out of context, that was very disgusting. But yeah, these are our choices for FMK.
Oh shit! I clicked the guest again instead of the desktop.
How long did
I'm
you-
not
how
u-
long did you have
This
that
window
open?
I don't usually use. I use the 6 window setup, but not the 4.
Yeah.
Stop judging so hard. I
All
can't take it.
these are
I can't take all the judging.
But no, you can't take the judging from the
But yeah,
immediate.
Yuri, you have seen the 3 men. Fuck, marry, kill.
Fucking a dead guy doesn't really sound like a good idea.
We probably could.
We can
summon
bring him
it.
back. Let's
He's
bring
still,
him back from
yeah,
the
he
dead.
is dead.
All right, he's alive. He's
alive.
obviously marriage material because he's the OG. So the one with the beard,
Okay,
he's the. Wait, there is more. That's the catchphrase he I think was contributing.
Yes,
or it's
that's Billy.
associated with him. Right?
Okay, wait.
The frowning guy who was chopping harmless vegetables
Yeah.
and was frowning at me and tried to make this very stern expert face. I don't like him. So kill him.
Okay, fair.
I mean, the flex tape guy, he's so crafty. Yeah, that guy is
Look at
creepy.
this psycho. Oh,
You
Yeah,
missed,
he's
you missed
creepy.
in the Google image search his mugshot.
oh shit. Oh shit.
Wait,
Yeah.
so where are they now? Where is he now?
Is he in jail now? It looks like it too.
Oh god, he looks.
He
So
looks
many of
like
these-
he looks like a third grade Batman
so
villain.
many of these say the rise and fall of the ShamWow
He's
guy.
so creepy.
I-
Oh no.
Yeah,
he
kill this
doesn't-
guy. Kill him.
That's
He's
probably a safety to others if you did.
Well, and then of course we have Captain Smile.
Yeah, Phil Swift. It even
yeah,
works
the
in
flex tape
water.
guy. He's a handyman, so sex with him is certainly an experience, I would say. I mean, have you seen how much he can slap this thing? So
Damn it, Yuri gave a good answer. I'm not
Your
entirely
turn.
sure. Oh, whew.
Meanwhile, I'm gonna look up where Vince Offerman is now.
How? Okay. How to go? Okay, I don't want to give the same answer as you. So
Okay.
obviously, I need to mix it up. Being the contrarian.
Yeah. Non-conformist as you are.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Okay, this guy, I cannot kill him. He is just so joyful. He's so happy. I want to marry this guy. This guy,
Of course.
and he brings flex tape. I mean, flex tape is just like
Holds every relationship together.
Exactly. So he is total marriage material.
Yeah. Yeah. Hard choices now, ne?
How contra can I go?
Apparently he announced that he was going to sue the Church of Scientology.
Good man.
Of course.
Yeah.
Because he looks like someone who got out of Scientology on the bad end.
He's also an Israeli-American director and writer, and he worked on like something called the Underground Comedy Movie in 1999. Like,
I mean, this man, I mean, he looks creepy as fuck, but he has
seen shit. He looks like a man he has seen shit.
Exactly. So I want to fuck him because this guy has experience. And Billy Mays, where is he? Where's my Billy Mays? There's my Billy Mays. Billy Mays is a cool dude, but somebody needs to keep those clouds nice and white, so he is well placed up there. So I kill him, but only in good intentions.
Okay, so it's my turn.
Yes, now it's your turn.
After I just read why he got arrested, I don't want to marry nor fuck him because apparently he got charged with a felony battery after an altercation with a prostitute. Offer contended that he struck the prostitute after she bit his tongue and would not let go.
Call him sex offender before because I didn't know, but he had the face. He had the looks of one. Sorry.
But, like, who do you blame in this scenario? Because apparently he hit her after she bit his tongue and would not let go. So, like, is it self-defense at that point? Or do you lose a tongue? Like.
Anyway, so what would you do?
So I'm gonna kill him.
Yeah, let's kill him.
Oh, of course this happened in Florida, so I'm definitely gonna kill him.
Florida man.
He looks like a Florida man. That's the eyes of a Florida man. But so now it's Swift and Billy. You know, this man also looks like an insane person, and I have watched.
But a happy insane person.
I have watched many of Flex Tape commercials. This guy is a daredevil. He took the bottom out of a boat and covered it in Flex Tape clear and went into shark-infested waters.
Yes.
He
put
together a dune buggy with
But where does this leave you? Is all what you just said fuck material or marriage material?
I think fucking material, because God, with the power of Flex Tape.
Ooh, this is so. You really want to get Flex Tape involved in the bedroom? I mean, it's your choice, but okay.
I mean, I imagine that if it works even underwater, it could go to many locations.
Okay, but yeah, you marry this guy. You marry this guy because
look, I grew up with him, like Billy Mays. I remember seeing all his commercials. He's a very strong figure. He set the groundwork for everything. And also if I murder someone, he could get rid of all the evidence. Isn't that an ally you want at your side? So when I kill Vince Offer, I won't get charged because Billy will say, "Wait, there's more," and scrub out all the blood.
Yes. Solid. Very much well lawyered. I like it. Into it.
Excellent.
I just realized you can use all of their products that they sell as murder weapons.
Probably.
Well, I mean, you could use the slap chop to probably kill.
I mean, it might.
But the vegetable thing, the least so. I also think that the
maybe not necessarily murder weapon, but body disposal.
Wow, you have to chop a long time to dispose of all.
You do. What do you mean? What do you think? Why he developed this expression? Like, after the third victim, you really get a little bit annoyed with how long the bones take to chop.
It's a fucking Sweeney Todd thing going on there.
Oh yeah.
He looks like someone who would put humans in pies.
I can see it.
Can we please take him off the screen? He's looking at me.
Why?
Hey, challenge. Make that your Twitter profile pic for the next 24 hours.
We
just without any
need
context.
To give him the blue A and Y hair.
Oh, God.
Oh, no, and he's so pronounced. He looks like, I don't know, like a vulture. We are so mean people. But look at him.
Why? How do you feel?
At least you're looking at the screen. I feel so.
Put him away. Put him back to the box, A&Y. Come on.
A&Y and Key say hi to the people in the chat. The memes are seen on this live stream as they talk about random grabs. Time for awkward guests. It's the awkward. Random guests and funny gags on the awkward guests. It's the awkward. Artwork and analysis which you do not want to miss on awkward.